cycle this week. So I'm going to go through our PowerPoint. So the water cycle and specifically the sun and how important the sun is to the water cycle. So what's so great about the sun? What do we know about it besides that it makes us really hot in the summer and it's a big bright yellow ball in the sky? The sun is by far the largest object in the solar system. It contains more than 99.8% of the total mass of the solar system. Jupiter contains most of the rest. It's often said that the sun is an ordinary star. That's true in the sense that there are many others similar to it, but there are many more smaller stars than larger ones, and the sun is in the top 10% by mass. The median size of stars in our galaxy is probably less than half the mass of the sun. The sun is personified in many mythologies. The Greeks called it Helios and the Romans called it Sol. The sun is at present about 70% hydrogen, 28% helium by mass. Everything else is metals, which amounts to less than 2%. This changes slowly over time as the sun converts hydrogen to helium within its core. So that's a lot of information. We're going to use our close reading symbols to take a closer look at this text about the sun. The sun is by far the largest object in the solar system. This is the main idea of this topic. It's what the entire paragraph is about. So I put that this was very interesting or exciting to me, that the sun contains more than 99.8% of the total mass of our solar system. So almost all the mass in our solar system exists within the sun. I circled this because I thought that it was sort of confusing or could be confusing. The sun is in the top 10% of stars by mass. That's not mass and weight are actually two different things. So this is speaking specifically about mass, how dense it is. I used my question mark here because I thought mythologies, that could be something that maybe we haven't talked about before. And mythologies are Greek or Roman tales. That's what that means. Sol, I put a C here by Sol because now that I know that Romans called the sun Sol, I've realized that I've heard that term used before in brands and in other organizations or businesses that refer to using the sun like solar or solar power. And so I'm excited to make that connection. That's my favorite part as well. Some things we learned from our paragraph and from our close reading activity we'll do in class is that the sun is the largest object in our solar system. The sun has a core temperature that can reach over 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. The sun is a star. And the earth revolves around the sun, not the opposite. The sun powers one of the most vital systems to planet Earth, the water cycle. I'm not going to click on this link right now, but I will send you the link to this video so that you can watch it as well. All right, so we're going to talk about four major spheres of Earth: the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the biosphere, and the lithosphere. So these are the four major spheres wherein the water cycle takes place. The lithosphere, you can see in these two pictures, is solid Earth. So that's Earth's hard outer shell, the land, what we walk on every day. The biosphere is all of life, all living things in the environment. So our pets, our plants we see, the ground, all of that is the biosphere. You can see it articulated here, including all living things. Next, we have the hydrosphere. Hydro, like hydrogen, or that references water. So the hydrosphere is all the water, oceans, everything. And then atmosphere. The atmosphere is the blanket of gases that surround the Earth. There's a couple stages of the water cycle that we're going to focus on. Transpiration. That's water moving through a plant and it evaporating from its aerial parts like its leaves and stems. Evaporation, that's a type of vaporization of a liquid that occurs from the surface of a liquid into a gaseous phase that is not saturated with the evaporating substance. So that's when the sun shines on water and the water turns from liquid form into gas form. Condensation, that's when we have water change from gas form to liquid form. It's also the opposite of evaporation, and it's also the stage where precipitation happens. Groundwater, this is after condensation has occurred, water seeps beneath the lithosphere into Earth's surface through soil pore spaces and into rock formations, and that can trigger other things as well that we'll learn about, weathering and that sort of thing. Runoff, this is also after precipitation happens and water flows across the Earth's surface after we have big storms or icebergs are melted or other surfaces cause that. And precipitation, we've talked about any product of condensation, this stage here, of atmospheric water vapor that falls under gravity. And again, you can go ahead and click on that video and watch it on your own. In class, we're doing an experiment of transpiration, and it's an experiment you can do at home as well and record. All you need is a clear glass, a drop of food coloring, and a stick of celery. So if you'll put the celery in the cup, fill it up with a little halfway up with water, drop a few drops of food coloring, and over the next couple days you can watch as the water goes through the plant through the process of transpiration. And then you're going to watch 2 videos about the importance of conserving water and ways that we can conserve water at home. So this is your time to write down questions or do your own independent research and bring those to class for us to discuss. Hope everybody enjoyed the water cycle presentation. I'll see you in class.